Hey guys.
Shut the door.
Mhm. Hello everyone. It's hump day. How is everyone doing? Brandie. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. You put the shells on your hair.
I'm trying to spread them around my hair, not trying to put so much on there, but
Mm-hmm.
just a few.
I love it.
Thank you.
Hey Tia. How are you feeling?
Good, how about you?
I'm okay. Look at you and yep.
Oh, yeah. I finally took the adhesive off and
Mm-hmm.
up, so
It looks amazing.
it's just this one on the crease hurts but because it's like
Right there. Bending and
yeah.
friction.
Yeah, but it'll be okay. I just put some ointment on it, so
I love
yeah,
that for you.
thank you.
I love that for you. Hey ML. Hey Elena.
Hey everyone.
It's Alessandra's birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
birthday to you.
Sing it,
Mm-mm.
girl. Only Brandie knows how to sing. I don't know how to sing. Yeah, I love it. But happy birthday, Alessandra.
Happy birthday. Which hope y'all doing something, or I don't know, maybe you're gonna wait this weekend to do it to celebrate. I don't know. But
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey,
Thank
Gia.
you.
How are you? Hey, Alexis. Okay. I have so much to do. So much to do. I bought new Tupperware, new containers for my produce, and new uh, dishes. And I need to wash all of it and put it all away. And so, yeah, we're gonna do a very long sprint. How long should we do it? Hour and a half at least.
I mean, you can. That's fine.
98 minutes. Oh, so much to do.
Hey Tia. So thank you for
Man, did you go to work today?
hmm
You did.
yeah. Just doing some training that's not book selling related,
Mm.
which
I'm
is
curious.
it's so annoying because like y'all don't pay me enough to do all this.
Right. So why are they training you on it?
Because it's required, but it's like as they hired me, it's just a bookseller.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not anything else. So
No.
in my head, I was just telling Keandra, I was like, you know what, if I mess something up, it's some whatever I mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not my expertise.
At
And
all.
they never, so and when they hired me, they never told me I was gonna do this until the first day I started.
Hmm. Wow.
And
Not.
usually right, and usually after people train to do all that, they'll leave because they'll get paid $15 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll go to Starbucks because they get paid more
Yeah.
and they get benefits. I
And benefits,
would too.
tuition reimbursement,
Right?
everything.
Like you having me do A, Y, and like you have me doing so much and then you have me doing this. I'm just saying I should be getting a little bit paid more for that.
I don't know how old girl did it for 5 years or however
Right.
long.
after working with insurance and stuff like that, and how they use you for like your ideas and then don't give you credit for it and all that stuff, I can't stand it. I refuse being used. Like, just because I'm here doesn't mean like that's not part of my position. I'm
Right.
not a barista.
No, at all.
Bookseller. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna give that much energy anymore. Y'all not gonna give me anxiety about this shit anymore. It's like, if I mess somebody's shit up, I mess it up.
It is what it is.
And then if they think that, and then they'll learn their lesson. I'm good at one thing. I mean, I don't even make my own drinks at home.
Hello.
Like, shoot. Like, there's some drinks that I'm good at, but there's others where it's just like upside down something. So I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Fancy shit. I'm like, fuck this.
Oh,
That's like literally, I know like my attitude sucks, but that's just how I am at this point in my life. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
you're almost 30. That's what happens when you turn 30. I'm telling you. Your perspective, it's like an epiphany happens. And you
Like,
just wake up and it's like
if I constantly, right, if I'm constantly going to ask for help, well, that means I don't need to be out here. That I feel like that's a separate department. It should be separate employees. Period. Makes no sense.
Hey, Vampy.
Hey, Pat. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
My merch came in. I just got another one.
Yeah, I still got to order me another shirt. I'm debating if I want a black one.
Yeah, the black one probably pops.
Or another color one. I like color now. For some reason, I like
same. So I got the jacket. This is the...
That's the zip up.
Yep.
Oh, put it on, because I was even debating on, because I know Jira had also brought it up to me what she ordered. She said it was a good size. It was, loose and stuff.
Ooh, hold on.
That is loose.
Hold on.
What size is that?
Extra large.
Okay. I might get me the zip up jacket.
Hold on, this thing is soft.
Because you could wear that all year.
All year. It's definitely got some stretch to it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this in the back. Yeah. Hold up. Yeah, it's nice. You could literally have turn around and do a t-shirt, put that pose like that on IG. Be like, Nerd Mafia. If y'all don't know, y'all need to hit up into our reading sprints. Y'all know.
Right? And then I got the horror, thriller, mystery, and true crime in yellow. And yeah. And then I got, this one just came. I got a sticker. Thank you, I guess. And I got it in baby blue, but I got the left one, the left pocket.
Yeah, I got a lot of boobies, so it's like I feel like it would be on my boob.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's still cute though.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have any blue shirts or yellow, and I wanted this one. And then my stickers I ordered stickers and a mouse pad, and that should be here. But this is all in heavy cotton, I believe.
I'm trying to get the jacket.
But yeah, if you don't have it, I don't know what you waiting on, or old age. What you waiting on? Nerve. Or is it up here? You're like, pose for the camera. Oh, it's so comfy. It's like really soft.
That's
It's
nice.
that brand, that t-shirt brand. Uh, what is it? Starts with a G. You know what I'm talking about. Oh no, this is Lane 7 extra large. I have never heard of Lane 7, but this is the fabric on the inside.
Okay.
In case y'all want to see. But yeah, I got it on the back because if you get it on the front and centered, then it's just going to be like, it's going to interfere with the zipper. So definitely recommend getting it on the back, unless you want the left one, the left pocket. But yeah, I'm not qualified to diagnose, but it either has ADHD or somewhere on the spectrum. Wait, what happened?
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're listening to Spare. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have so literally that's what I'm reading. I only have an hour and a half left, and then I'll be posting a book review. So I'll be finishing it tonight.
Dang.
I was going through it. Like, and
So far.
it's cool and all, but as your memoir and like in my way of thinking, I don't, he was raised completely different than what I have. But
Right.
like I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say everything I want to say. It's not like
Yeah, no. He didn't spill the juice.
it. Not he spilled some of it, but it's like stuff that we already know. Like even with Megan and stuff, he's pretty much going over what's on Netflix with their little series that they have. So it's like we already know this. Is there something else we don't know? Like, but it's from his perspective. But I don't know. And then I think about like what his family has done. Like he brings up like the Nazis and stuff like that and what happened, but even now he's with a black woman who I think sometimes she doesn't say she's black, but then I don't know what's in her head. But he doesn't really acknowledge it. Like
a lot of
like he's been traveling to Africa and Botswana and Cape Town, and I'm thinking to myself, like,
just talking
do
about
you know what your family has done to this?
exactly.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you're still not addressing.
Yeah.
Like I saw the interview. I think it's on a lot of streaming services. And he talks about like, yeah, you had the Netherlands and other things, the two countries that brought up about racism and how they said that we don't allow racism. Yeah, we don't, whatever, right? Racism is still always going to be around. Like you can say like you don't tolerate it and stuff, and that's cool and all, but you're still the root of the problem.
Exactly.
Like yes, you have all these charities and stuff like that, but I know you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart, and I know your mom did the same. But do you have that in the back of your head, like the reason why these countries are the way they are is because of what your family has done? Are you doing that also, like you're doing it out of kindness of your heart, but also is it because of guilt?
Well,
I don't know.
royal family, they've always worked for the public. So whether it's the military, whether it's some type of public service, and then their income goes to charity. That's been like that for decades.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could just be a norm, is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
it's expected for you to work in the military or for some type of public service, and then you will donate your income to charity. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because everybody does it, right? William does it, the king now does it, and whatnot.
Yeah, they all have a role to play.
They all, right. And so like they don't keep their income. They don't, but they have to do something. So
yeah, their income is from taxpayers' money.
So as far as money wise, they don't have a lot of it. They have a lot of assets. And so That's why their income, their job income goes to charity. So that's, I mean, like it's not even, I doubt it. It's, I don't know. I'm assuming that
Yeah.
it's just a norm, like it's expected of you, and then you don't
Yeah.
have a choice.
But I guess they don't even think about all the trauma and the generational stuff that's
Yes.
still occurring today.
Yeah.
Like his family is still doing today.
Hmm.
And like in the interview, he mentions how he was naive about, how they would expect, treat Megan and stuff like that. And I'm like, it must be nice, like, to not think about stuff like that.
Right.
It must be
It
nice.
must be nice to not have to
You don't have to
take in consideration all of those things on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to worry about your skin color. You don't have to worry about, your family being treated a certain way because of the way they look.
Yeah, and sometimes I was like thinking, like, have you educated yourself now that you're with a Black woman?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it because, and like, did y'all have these conversations prior to like y'all's relationship being out? And it doesn't seem like that never was the case, because even in the interview it says, well, she doesn't look Black, and he says that in the interview, and I'm like, she doesn't look Black. So I'm like,
definitely Black. So is your kids, okay? According to the U.S. government, your kids Black too.
like let me know, y'all, if y'all seen that interview that I saw. It was like maybe 15-20 minutes. I know it's on Hulu, I think, still. But I don't know. Like it's cool. Like I'm not gonna rate it because it's a memoir. This is his life, whatever.
Late memoirs either.
It's just there's some things in the book where it's like, bro, I'll be so petty right there. Like, why? I've been getting treated like this. Why the fuck would I do that? Oh no. But that's me. And because
Right.
I grew up and what I've been through, especially being a Black woman in America. So I'm looking at it from a different lens than he is. So
Gira, that's what I said. They have the most, their wealth comes from their assets. Landowner, being a landowner, having castles and whatever, like that is their assets. So that's where their money comes from. They don't have a lot of cash reserve, right? But their assets are massive compared to their cash reserve, which is like minuscule. Like it's not compared to their assets.
But he is if you listen to the audio, he is long-winded. It's I'm like, bro, get to the point. So literally I sped up my audio.
Wow. That's not good. That's not good at all.
All right, come on. Like I feel like, yes, it's his memoir, but you're in college listening to a history book. Like, yes, it's a memoir, it's part of his history, his life.
Yeah.
But how it is.
Like a boring, like, God.
And so
We can sit here and, like the thing is, and I've said this with the last memoir I read, we all got family trauma. I don't necessarily care to.
I mean, even
privileged family trauma.
Yeah, he had trauma too,
Yeah, absolutely. I acknowledge it. Like
everybody has trauma. It's just
everybody has trauma. Like,
what
so
are you gonna do about what are you gonna do about it? You grown. So what is gonna help you now?
I think I'm starting to rub off on you because
talk to
you said that.
No, we don't need to talk no more.
What do you want to do about it, right? Like it's just like, okay, come on. We know.
Yes, your family did this, that person did that. So what are you gonna do where it doesn't happen in your household?
In your household
you don't continue the cycle.
Exactly.
That's what I want. I'm still listening to it and reading it. I'm hybrid reading it. That's what I want. Like I'm at the last part, like literally part 3 of the book. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, he's still talking about his relationship with Megan. I'm like, okay, what are you doing now? Yes, like you left your country and you're now the neighbor of Oprah.
Right.
And like obviously you still have some money. Yes, they had cut you off, and I know a lot of people like in social media are saying like he mostly did this book. Yes, some of the money goes to charity, but some of it is for him.
I thought all of the profit goes to.
That's what it says, but social media, they'll turn it, switch it, do whatever, and they're saying like no, it goes to him. But
Well, I mean, like if he says that, and that makes sense. Like the profit is, what is paid out after the overhead costs, right? And so if you sign a contract and say, I'm going to get 10% of this book, you are part of that overhead cost, and the rest of it goes to charity. You know what I'm saying? So you pay everybody below, including yourself, and then the rest of it goes to charity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his way of like making sure, his tax bill is lowered. Like, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's probably definitely part of that overhead cost where he's taking a piece of the pie and then the rest of it will go. Yeah. But I'm a little disappointed because it's like I want to know more. Like, I want you to be able to.
He was holding back.
Yeah, holding back a lot.
Nice. Like, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Your family cut you off. Apparently, your brother like beat you up, like, and you're still like censoring yourself. I'd be like, fuck that. This is a tell-all, like But that is me.
But what if he signed that?
How he grew up.
Form,
yeah, like how he grew up. Right. Like how he grew up, he had to say certain things, and so it didn't seem inappropriate. So he had to constantly censor himself throughout his whole life. So I get it. But it's like, I don't know. Like you had to move your entire family here in the US. Like, don't that make you mad?
I wonder, because I mean, like, if he signed like an NDA or something, he can't afford to go head to head with the crown. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you can't afford, like, if he was to spill more than what he has already done, they would probably come after him, like, for defamation and stuff. So
yeah, I know in the interview he did, the royal family was requesting a copy of the interview, and the people said they cannot do that and they don't have to. So they probably all told somebody to get them a book and stuff like that so they could read it, probably. Who knows? I don't know. I'm also thinking about Meghan. Like, Meghan, you had to know this was going to happen, girl. You're Black. But then again,
she was
privileged enough where she didn't get treated that way.
She didn't feel the full. She didn't feel the struggle of being a Black person. I mean, I'm not even talking about like low income. I'm talking about being a Black person where your identity is recognized every single day of like who.
And it's not because of how she looks.
Because how she looks. Maybe he doesn't want to be taken out. I'm wearing my tinfoil hat. I still think that his family had Diana killed.
Right. That's the thing. But the royal family feels it was paparazzis chasing after her.
Yeah.
And I disagree with that.
Disagree too. I disagree. I remember when she passed. I was young, but I remember it.
Like a paparazzi. And that's another thing that I know Harry talks about paparazzi, but that is your life. I'm thinking like y'all should know, like, okay, we have different exits we're gonna take so we don't get badgered. Like once y'all's relationship was released, you should have known, like, bro, this is going to happen. You already was doing this and this before you were with her. They're going to bring up her past and all that, especially since she was divorced.
Yeah.
Because they looked down on that. But he thought he was going to get a pass.
Yeah, no. And he was definitely privileged enough to not have to. I mean, like, he's experienced paparazzi his entire life. But the difference is you can walk down the street because the streets were, made sure that they had it blocked off, or you could do certain things because they had the guards there to protect you. Now you have to be heavily involved in your security. Like,
he just said the paparazzi is the people that just ruined his life, and I'm like, you can't so much as blame paparazzi. I mean, y'all are the royal family.
And
Y'all wanted shit not to be known. Y'all do every effort to make sure about certain secrets, certain infidelities. You would try to keep it on the low.
And even like,
but I don't know. I never lived that. So I'm, like I said, I'm looking at a different lens. It could be completely different, but I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I don't know either. I'm disappointed.
I mean, still read it to get your own
I'm
perspective.
going to. I bought the book. Woof, man.
Still read it because we're still gonna have a discussion, y'all. Because I want everybody to read it, and we're gonna talk because we need to have our discussion and because I feel like when we're all reading it, we'll have some type of different perspective, and then I'll be like, oh, I never saw it that way. So I mean, because we all read differently, we interpret things differently. So I'm still looking forward to the discussion. It's just I had high expectations, and I feel like I shouldn't have done just that because every memoir is completely different. Every person has a different experience with their life. And, I shouldn't have done that because like I was thinking like, oh, it's a memoir, it's gonna be real. Like, because I really love Will, but
Right.
two different people, two different ways of life.
Yeah.
Will's this way, he's also an actor, but he's funny. He likes being lively. Harry is like in 2010, me and my friends went to the pub, and yeah,
Right.
so it's not,
God, just dry.
yeah, but
The goat is here. Oh, at least he's the goat.
I guess paparazzi's, I don't know, in the UK is definitely bold and also flash.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more laws. But I mean, he's been protected. There's videos of him being able to, just walk outside and, his house is gated so nobody's going to go over. Just so many different things where you're just roaming.
When you go out,
people are protecting you.
Yeah, when you go out and stuff, I don't know, like for me, like I would make sure, like if I'm part of royalty, I could afford it. I'd be taking classes so I could defend myself if some paparazzi come up on me. But that's just me. I can't speak for no one but myself about how I would want it done. Like, but then again, how I grew up, it's like I know how I want to live my life and what I would do. As opposed to someone that grew up in privilege, grew up in royalty and diamonds and everything at your disposal. It's just,
and maybe he had that because he was in the military, right? I would think that they would teach you some type of tactic defense. So, that could have been a thing, but who knows? We won't know because he wrote a dry ass book.
I mean, he didn't go deep in there like I would have thought he would.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff is like we already know. I'm thinking it'd be stuff that we just don't know at all, and he's about to just,
Well, he wrote a book just for us to remember it.
Yeah, and I know he said, he says it a lot of times in the books that he's not a racist, and that he was, he's ignorant of things, especially when he named his friend a certain word, like how here in the U.S. NIGGER is bad. Well, he called his friend not that word, but another name, which was bad, and he didn't know it. He thought it was the name, and he apologized, but then that was just it. The dude was like, "It's okay." Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself at that time, I was like, "Are you like?"
You would have got punched in the face if you were in America,
or like you would have really since you apologize, but then would want to be educated on it.
Right.
Talk to your friend about it.
Exactly. Have those serious conversations.
But I don't know. Maybe they did have that conversation. He just didn't put it in his book. It's like, bro, put everything up in here.
Hey, stop holding back. Shit.
Yeah. So my review.
We trying to know too.
It might be just like 15 minutes of my review, but I'm not gonna rate it or nothing. But it's just I wrote some notes in my phone that I was just in the back of my head. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Go off, go all in, go.
Right?
But I know he's probably also holding back because of the protection of his family. Like, I don't know what
Mhm.
his security and stuff looks like where he lives now.
Yeah.
I would think he'll have some type of security. I mean, he's right. He's next door to Oprah. But
But I know when he moved over here, Tyler Perry had to help him out with like security,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
So
yeah.
they can get things underneath their belt. So yeah, he spends what $1 million every other month on security alone.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
But
I don't know. Let's read though, because I have to wash these dishes. So.
all right.
All right, I'll see you guys in 90 minutes. Happy reading. Oh, hey Adrian.
Hi.
Good.
Hi, everyone. How is it going? How is the 90 minutes? I started working, even though I shouldn't be. But I have 397 claims to be finished by Friday. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but what I have is do what I can. Let me see. We must never forget. Period. Hey Renee, how are you? Hey Dee. Hey Sherry. Here to finish my R. I did not say C. The Town is on Fire, Going to Start Friends and Lovers by Eric Jerome Dickey. Okay. Hey Liv. How are you? I'm loving the change. Hello, reading Early Departures by Jason Reynolds. I want to read that so bad. Well, I think I started it, but I didn't finish. I know I have it. I think I have it. Hey Courtney. Hey Kay. Reading The Ninth House. I just bought Hellbent, and I bought it from Book of the Month. And then I turned around and went to Target, and they had a 30% off. So I was like, I bought it there too. So is it just me? Did Book of the Month prices just go up? Like their add-on prices as well? Like, I don't know. Hey, Kiana. Wave 2 by Shay Sanders. Okay. 22% done with Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Susan Tan. How do you like it? I have the book. I have the UK one. Just finished City of Embers, giving it 5 stars. Oh, wow. Determining Possession by CCJ. Okay. I love that. Jessica. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't have that yet. Everybody's reading it.
That's a part 3 of Spare. I bought it. It was on the shelf early and I got it, but I'm kind of disappointed. I know Brandie's doing her review right now, so like I can't wait to see it. 2 hours left of Spare. Both
I saw
these two are very different.
Bree's review.
I didn't see Bree's review because Bree's going in it as a mental health professional, and Brandie's going in it as a historian. Like I want to see both perspectives. So as soon as Brandie posts hers, then I'll watch Bree's. But I'm curious on the more of the history side of things rather than his mental health. Like I don't want to read about family trauma. Well, I don't know. Let me not say that.
Well, she kind of touched on the history too. But
oh, that's good.
I can't wait to read it myself to get my own perspective. It actually made me want to read it more.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna wait for Brandie to post it before I go diving into reviews because I really enjoy her reviews. Looking forward to spoilers of Spare. Yeah, tell my library to get their act together, Jessica. It's been 4 weeks for the last 8 weeks. Period. There's a couple of books that I've been like trying to get, and thank God we, last year we really went in on getting all of these library cards because it's been helpful. So I'm not waiting as long, but it's like I got to put the hold on a book from like 5 different libraries to get it. And so, it's all about access. It was so good. She must have binged that. I care about pain, especially when it gets icy. I feel, yeah. Yeah, you got to get more cards. See, you have 3. Renee, you have 3. We all have like 5 to 10. We all have, well, at least 5. At least 5. You got to join us in Florida, Boston, Texas, LA. You got to join us. I think you should pass on Spirit. Honestly, I don't know the history of anything. He's a puppet. Yeah. You okay, Brandie?
I finished Spare.
You ready for your review?
I haven't done it yet. It really, I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel after finishing it all.
Was it better at the end, the last hour?
It was stuff that we already know.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Perry, Sepston, all that, how they lost their security. Stuff that we already know. Like he does end up saying he can't, he mentioned once about how their monarchy were part of, enslaving people. But that's the only part he ever brings up about slavery, period. Yeah. Only once.
Because when I think of the royals, that's what I think of. I don't think of like anything else. So like that's my first thought process. Like my first thought when I think of the royals.
He only mentioned it once. He said, does it also rest upon lands obtained and secured when the system was unjust and wealth was generated by exploited workers and thuggery, annexation, and enslaved people? It's the only time he says that as a question.
You wrote a book about things that we know. Like you're just recapping. It's a recap book, it seems like. I don't know.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I wish all the best. I give you empathy. You have my sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, your family, yes, they done some terrible shit. They pretty much excommunicate you. They took everything from you, your finances, your security, and all that.
Yeah.
But your family is racist.
Mm-hmm. It is racist.
Even down
to his wife, like the way they treated her.
He never said that my family is like, never. And I feel like he probably didn't want to. He felt like because then something bad will happen. But that is like, don't you know your history, like the history of your family? He always like praising Queen Victoria and how when they see her statue they bow at her, and I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are married to a Black woman. I still feel that you are not
grasping the concept,
pain and suffering, and how naive you were about like your family was just going to accept her and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, like I'm not even part of a royal family, and I know for a fact they do not want their blood diluted with Black people
at all.
So you honestly think that y'all were going to live happily ever after?
Woo!
Do you honestly thought that?
Oh man.
And even Megan, I'm like, girl. But then it breaks down how she prayed when she was in high school. She mostly lived with her dad,
which is white. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it makes me feel like, maybe because she lived with her dad, her mindset might have been different, because this is during time of high school. So that's when your mind is starting to, think.
Well, it's not just that. In the documentary, her mother said that she didn't teach her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
her a lot.
That's the problem. And that's why I said one of the other lives is that he married a certain type of Black woman.
Right.
If she was like darker,
more aware of who she is.
Yeah, and if she was a darker complexion,
mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have had permission to marry her, period.
Well, he wouldn't have dated her in the first place. I don't think that he would have dated her in the first place.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think so.
He hasn't dated anybody like dark.
Anybody else of color?
No.
Mm-mm.
And he says it like a couple of times in his book that he isn't racist. And maybe he's not, but then again, he is not educating himself.
Right. You're not educated enough to know that you have biases. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like there's trainings and there's
Like, how are you going to raise your kids that are black?
But everyone has biases. It's just different types of biases.
Right.
right. That's
So
what I'm
no one
saying.
should ever say that they don't have biases because that's not true. You have
No,
biases.
we all have biases. I'm saying like
Mhm.
he doesn't even
I think
he
he doesn't.
hasn't been surrounded around like, you know.
He hasn't been arounded. Like, he's been around Tyler Perry, but I think that
Not enough. Like that's
I don't
new.
think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was
You
like
wouldn't even know.
a sit down or whatever. I know he's the godfather of their. Is it their son or their
The
daughter?
youngest child, I think the son,
Their daughter then.
the daughter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's the godfather of their daughter, and I don't know.
I mean, he
Because Tyler
calls him in a
Perry
bad
told them.
name.
Tyler Perry said in the documentary, he said, he was surprised when they asked them, and he said yes, and then he hung up the phone. Then he called them back, and he said, you know, I don't mind going through the ceremony as long as I don't have to go there. If it's here, it's fine. In terms of the states of Canada,
Mm-hmm.
then it's fine. But he didn't want to go to England.
Like, you literally, like, even with the tabloids and stuff, when their son was born, they called him a chimpanzee. Right then and there, that'll let you know that you need to go. You need to go. Like, your mother went through stuff, but now this is even more.
Right, these are your children.
This is your children, and and the fact that you racism, like, I can't wait to do my review, because literally at the beginning of the book, like, he pissed me off a little bit because he quotes William Faulkner, "The past is never dead. It's not even past." So there's racism. It's
Right.
always gonna be there. So why the fuck would you put that? Like, think about it. Your
Mhm.
family has created this. It's
Yeah.
not going anywhere. And you're, regardless if they kicked you out or whatever, you are still part of that family.
You are. Absolutely.
And you need to
Absolutely.
acknowledge, say exactly. Don't tippy toe around the words. Say the words.
And what I was really hoping in this book is not only to hear about his perspective of certain things in, you know, growing up the way he did, especially after losing his mom, but I was really hoping for an action plan. I was really hoping for, these are the steps that I'm taking. These are the things that I'm doing. This is how I'm advocating. I don't want to know about you going to Africa 10 years ago. I want to know, what steps are you taking now that you're out, and how are you using your influence to help what your family has done to other people? Like, come on, you got to right your wrongs for your family. Like, you got to
But
do
for
something.
me, in order for him to do something like that, it's too soon because he's not there yet. And that's why I don't think that he should have written this book yet.
He
shouldn't have
is
written
not
the
educated himself yet at
Mhm.
all.
Shouldn't
Yeah,
have written
he's not
probably
there
won't.
yet. Think about how long it's been. It hasn't been that long.
at all.
He
married
hasn't had his full kumbaya moment, so to
He married
speak.
her what?
So it's
2019?
too soon, and it's so much that he would have to unpack. His
Mhm.
mother's death is just a small portion of that.
And that goes to privilege, because we don't have the ability to be in our 40s and trying to figure it out. We don't have the ability to do
Like,
that.
I grew up,
You
my family talking to me about how I'm gonna be looked at and treated
Mhm.
in this
Mhm.
world.
Mhm.
And it pissed, I'm like, tears are coming out, but it pissed me off so much. I
Mhm.
was expecting for some growth, and there was nothing.
Mhm.
There was no growth. And you know what, people, I'm glad they got out of there and people saved them. but I felt like he needed a lesson learned. He needed not like them to get hurt or anything, but he need to learn from this. And I don't think he has. Like, yes, the tabloids, yes, the paparazzis, but this is about racism, period, that you will never escape from.
Ever.
And I don't think he gets that. Like, yeah, you came
Only from
here,
his parents,
but it's still racism here. Like,
Yeah.
you're not safe we're anywhere from racism
at all.
at
Or
all.
present.
And that is the story that his family created.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
Tell
like,
it to him, historian.
I'm like,
Use that history degree.
my life, like, I appreciate his story. I appreciate him sharing his relationship with his brother and him, and how he's considered the spare of the heir and all that stuff. And I get it as siblings and stuff. There's going, even with siblings that aren't royalty, there's something that's always between you.
Absolutely.
Always. It's just how are you going to handle it from here? You know that he was always mean from you at the jump, but you still, I don't know. Like, even like I had issues with my sister, and once I got older, I said fuck that, and I stopped talking to her at one point. And then eventually we start, like, years later, we're starting now to build our relationship, but we're taking baby steps. It's not like, oh, give me hugs, and it's like, no, I'm always going to remember what you did. I'm not going to forget. So I don't know, y'all. I just need to see growth from him at this point.
That's what I was saying. Like, I really want to see a freaking action plan on what you're doing to better yourself, your knowledge, your, like, physically, what are you doing? What actions are you taking? How are you educating yourself? Do something. You know, something. I don't want to know about Africa from 20 years ago, or, you know, this happened, and I don't care. Like, I want to know the juicy details between the family, but I also want to know, like, again, action plan. Tell me tell me moving forward, what can we expect of you?
I don't know if we're going to see it, just like Adrian said. We're probably not going to see it for a while, but then again, how his wife is, he probably won't really learn.
No, that's my whole point.
Really
that's not my whole point. It's not like he married somebody who looks like Regina Hall. Never mind Viola Davis.
Then they both need to educate themselves. I mean,
they do, but do they think that they need to? Because even their children don't look like the mix that they are.
They probably won't. They probably won't educate their kids. They probably won't, because they'll think of them as, oh, they can just pass, which I feel like Harry thought, you know, like, she pretty much was passing. Just acknowledge your wrongs.
Yeah, the book came too soon.
And try to write that.
It's been what, 2 years?
Yeah, been 2 years.
Right wrongs.
It's too soon.
And you're gonna still be in that category until you acknowledge what
he hasn't been away from them long enough.
I'm like, when are you
for
going
him to really have more of a perspective?
Like, when
he hasn't been away from them long enough.
Like, he gets it.
He needs some money, so
he's making his own money.
Doing what?
This book, and then
Well, it's not just the book. They've done public appearances and other stuff.
Yeah. Right. Like,
they've actually made more money than if they would have kept the titles.
Yeah, they have the Netflix show and stuff. That they're getting,
but all of those align to the book, from my understanding. I haven't watched the Netflix show, but from my understanding, the Netflix show aligns with the book, right? It just
I don't think so. I don't think so. From what because I watched the documentary, so it seems to be a bit different from a little bit different from the book. I'd have to read the book,
because the book has 3 parts. The first part is how Harry grew up and stuff as a kid. Second part is when he talks about when he's in the army and stuff like that, and he's fighting. The third part is when he meets Meghan and stuff. And some of that, the part where he gets to Meghan and how they met, are in the little Netflix a little bit series.
Okay. Either way, it's shit we know.
But
however we got the information, it's a lot of it, majority of it is things that we knew.
But, yeah, I'm definitely probably the next sprint. I'm be doing a heartfelt review because it just hurt my heart. I'm like, bro.
That's why I was gonna wait for
Yes.
your review because you're looking at it from a different lens. Bree is going to look at it from a mental health standpoint, and so I wanna be able to watch your video and her video before I dive into that book. I have the book. I'm going to read it maybe, but I'll be quick to DNF a memoir that's wasting my time.
It's up to you, because I mean, some people like, I ain't giving him a dime. His family, which I completely understand, and I 100%. I looking at it as a point where I'm educating myself from getting inside of his head and trying to figure out where he's at. And as you can see, he is not where he needs to be yet, as you said, Adrian. He hasn't grown, not once. He hasn't really understood, like, when you're back against the wall, like his back was against the wall, but then they had help.
He had protections.
You know.
But I'm also thinking he was close to his grandmother, and depending on when he finished the book, his grandmother hasn't been dead that long. She's only been dead since September.
Oh no, that book was definitely finished. Probably summer of last year, I'm sure.
Well, no, he brings it in the last one. He brings up the death of his grandmother, and that his.
Oh wow!
It jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that it was done.
I feel like after their last edit, maybe then he added that into it.
Man, they had to have, because usually they prep almost a year, 6 to 8 months just to print.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm just either way, he shouldn't have written the book. Like, it's not time.
Again, I can't give him that.
Soon. It's too soon between the deaths of both of his grandparents, and which were a year apart.
His grandparent / cousin. What is it?
Like I said, it must be a privilege not having to be yes, you harassed and stuff like that, but just being naive.
Being able to be naive.
Right.
Being able to be naive. We don't have the privilege of doing that.
Imagine I don't have to be afraid. Like, yes, I'm Black, but I'm just walking down the street and I get pulled over, or get pulled over by a cop or whatever, and they come at me and be like, "What's wrong?" I can't imagine. I don't know having the ability to I don't know.
I don't know what that looks like.
People are going to see color. Then they don't care about if you being a human being. You always have a target on your back, and I think that since they came here, maybe he felt like he has some sort of security, but tabloids are tabloids, paparazzi's paparazzi. They're everywhere. You can't really escape that. And hopefully when somebody told you racism is here to stay, and certain systems and governments made sure that happened. Like him talking about going to the Bahamas, going to these summits in the Caribbean. And I'm like, where all the slave trade.
Yes.
God.
Let their country be independent. Leave them the fuck alone.
Whatsoever.
They want to be free of y'all.
The same system.
They want to be free of y'all. Leave the islands alone.
They don't.
How many countries are they still over right now? Do you know?
I don't know. I know he talks about him going to Botswana and all that stuff and the AIDS and stuff like that, but there's conspiracy about that too. And so we're not gonna get into that.
Another 2 books. Oh.
Yeah, it ended with the epilogue.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Yes. Thank you,
Doesn't give that much grace. That's good.
Yeah, she doesn't. Bree pulls no punches.
I'll be saying my 2 cents.
Exactly, Courtney. I agree. That's my point.
He needs.
He's still in the bubble.
He is.
And since he has
his wife never got out of a bubble.
Right, she's in her bubble still. So I feel like none of them. They're not gonna grow. They're not gonna grow. They still have.
Her mother said perhaps some some of this is my fault because I never taught her about being black or something like that. She said, and I was just like,
That's why she felt all this.
I
Oh
would-
my God, people are
it's not
mm,
not.
in this racism. And I'm like, wow, you got with the right woman, right woman, because if you were had a darker complected person, you would not,
Woo!
you would not have been able to marry that person, and you probably wouldn't go for her anyway.
he wouldn't have dated her in the first place.
He
And
wouldn't
so you're
have.
saying you're not racist.
He wouldn't have had it.
I think you need to be aware of yourself, of like how you know, like no.
You got ripped a new one. Ain't no way.
I'm like, didn't you have a conversation about that? It seemed like they didn't have a conversation about that at all. Like, yo, I'm black.
No,
Like, no,
No.
like, no, that was plain and clear. They never had a conversation about that, obviously.
Man,
It's all about image.
I can't wait to have a discussion on it. Even though
I'm not even sure whether or not she's ever
Well, you have
dated
to-
anybody black.
I don't think so either.
Her ex-husband is white.
Oh, I'm not
So
surprised.
Because she mostly
has she had a conversation with herself?
Mm. Yeah, but you can't put that on him though. Like he married.
That's what
who
I'm
he
saying. I said
married.
she
what I'm
still
saying.
has to do the work too.
He has to do the work.
She's
as
got some
well.
work to do herself.
But we're specifically, I mean, like this is Prince Harry's book. You know, we can. I think we can criticize her when she writes her book, but like it's not her job to educate him. It's not her job, even as a wife. It's not her job to educate him and teach him. She can guide him and show him things, but like that's still not her job. It's
as
his
a black mother with black kids.
she will pass that down to her kids. She's supposed to pass that down to her kids. But I'm saying she's not her husband's teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not.
Yeah, but he won't.
I don't think we should blame her for it. I think he
I'm not
married
nobody. I just say everybody ignorant.
Yeah, they both ignorant. They
both
both
everybody not ignorant, and like
he
I
didn't
said,
write the book. He wrote the book. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're still living lavishly. Obviously.
1000%.
They're still privileged. It's not like, you know,
Privilege as hell.
so what lesson are they gonna learn?
I really want an action plan. Like you got to tell me something new. You know what I'm saying? You can write it. You could do a documentary. You can do a Netflix show, and then what?
The only thing he said in the interview is that the monarchy needs to acknowledge what they have done, and try to fix it. But that's all he said.
You are the monarchy.
I'm like, you're part of it, but then again, it's not going to happen because the system is so old. It's been there for so long. They're set in their ways. They're set in their own mindset. If you really want to dismantle this shit, say everything. Have it all out there. Out there. Like, stop putting these code names Bee and Wasp up in here. Who are these people that are controlling y'all so much and navigating on who gets what? Oh no, you don't get security, or leaking out this shit. Like, out them. Like, that's, you want to dismantle shit?
They get to Canada and they don't have security, and so you got people climbing the fences and whatnot.
Well, you know what?
You know how scary that is, and you got two.
That's where Tyler Perry came in, and Tyler Perry is like, I have my people.
No, this is before they moved to his estate.
No, and I know that's when Tyler Perry had said that he heard about it and he contacted them and was like, I have people for you. Let me set you up. So that was when they were in Canada. The people were, they didn't have the necessary security that they needed. So
I don't know. Like, if he has more books, right now, I don't know. I might read it, but only if it has to do something. There has to be some type of growth with these next books. I need to see it.
I need to see it too.
Like, are you considered
in what
for the people? Where do you stand?
And what was it? Hamilton. What I want to say, I'm quoting Hamilton, the movie Hamilton or the musical. The best way to basically the best way to knock shit down and fix things is within the system, right? So like you're part of the monarchy, you have influence, that's your family, right? Like we all have our, you know, our parents, our siblings. These are the people that we can influence the right way. Like you can't sit here and tell me that just because you're not a, you know, you're not over there anymore, that you don't have any influence against your family.
You're still
You're a part of it. So like the best way
Princess Diana's daughter. I mean
Right.
son. I said daughter. Son. You still have an impact.
like within your family.
Even if you're not there and you're here, you still have some type of power.
Exactly. And it's
And-
not like you have to be a politician to make these
know
changes.
what?
Like, you're in it.
And you still have the privilege to do so because guess what? You're white.
Period. Absolutely.
Use your voice.
Use your fucking voice.
I know you've been censored your whole life, but now's the time. If you know, but it's really up to you if you're ready to go that route. I know you have young kids, but it's up to you.
You okay, Adrian? About to tip over?
Mhm.
You
No,
tired?
I'm thinking because I'm rewatching The Crown, and some of the stuff in terms
I think The
of
Crown was a fictional movie. I didn't know it was.
it's fictional and not so.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's
It's not so. That there's a lot of truth to it, and that's why I've been watching it. Because
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
I'm
what
also
was
a
on.
lover of history,
Mhm.
and so there is a time when they did a documentary, and there was a film crew that came to Buckingham Palace and did a documentary when Charles was away at school, and so Prince Margaret was at the house. She was seemed to be the only child that was at the house. Um, and so it didn't come out the way that the queen was told that it was, going to be. She tells whoever the person is that was prime minister at the time, it did not go well. He's like, oh, and he was like, he thought that it went well, and she says, no, because she reads the papers every day. They're giving the papers every day,
Yeah.
in the morning, and so she says, we wanted to show that we're just regular people. He said, ma'am, you're not regular people. She said, we get up in the morning, go to work, get tired, we get colds like everybody, and we go to bed.
With the
And
silver.
he said,
That's not regular.
you're not, you're not everyday people. So that was interesting because he was more from the working class
Yeah.
party, and so he wasn't as pompous as some of the other previous prime ministers, and so he broke it down much better than any of his predecessors could. But I thought that was very interesting because he was like, "You are the ideal,"
Right.
and that's what people still want you to be, the ideal. It's just very interesting because she said we're supposed to be seen but not seen.
Yeah.
So it's very
Let's see.
interesting.
An influencer,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the same time behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think about Princess Diana. I think she
became too popular. He couldn't stand that.
He really do.
getting too popular, but people loved her.
Loved.
That would back her up. She had that type of power over people.
She did.
And I think, and yeah, they can say it was the paparazzi. I still think that within their government, somebody wanted her gone because they knew she had a huge influence over it.
It was multiple people.
Yeah.
I think it's multiple people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And her presence, like she could have, if she was still living, I feel like it was some changes would have broke down. I had a feeling she would eventually had spoke out, probably, but
Mm.
had a sense she had that power, that I don't think Harry is getting yet. I don't think he's grasped that.
And that, see, Elise's, that last point that you're making is, I think that that's also the way he feels because
Mhm.
he's been the spare.
Yes, his whole life.
So, but also, if you, I'm going to go back to The Crown. If anybody has watched The Crown, similar feelings that he's had is the way Queen Elizabeth's sister felt also.
Mm.
In a time that did not have social media, that still had, because there's a scene where she is being chased in a car with the guy who she wants to marry. It doesn't happen
So how do we know
because it
real?
doesn't happen because the queen reneges and says she cannot marry him. And they really wanted to get married to each other, and
Mhm.
she never truly forgives her for that. And she ends up marrying somebody else years later, but she becomes a literally a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
And so if you ever take the time to watch The Crown, you'll see some things similarly. That's another reason why I want to read the book, because the things that I'm hearing about him, I said it's very similar to how it's just the difference in terms
Yeah.
of time frame in two different sexes. One is a male, one is a female.
And how would I mean?
Like,
It's the movie is based off of a lot of truths, but what's real and what's not. Like they're not gonna. I'm sure they don't flat out tell you like, oh, this is the fictional part. So I
Mm-hmm.
like, since he was a spare, he had leeway because he wasn't the
yeah.
accepted king, right? So you
Mm.
had that. So his brother looking at him like, dang, you living your best life. I can't do shit.
But see that part, there's a scene where the two of them are adults now, and Queen Elizabeth says to her sister, "You have all the freedom." She said, "Free to do what?" She said, "I'm not free to marry who I want.
I
I'm not
still,
free to do this. I'm not free to do that."
still have rules I had to follow.
Yeah,
It's
but she's
they're not
saying to her, "I'm jealous of you because you had all this freedom." She said, "Freedom to do what?" So I'm like, wow.
he was still part, like if something
Mm-hmm.
happened to his brother, he would have been the heir. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like Harry still had things he had to follow. I mean, even though it was less sort of restricting, but it was still things he couldn't do. But he managed to do some
And
things.
he wasn't. He wasn't the heir after his son was born, right? Like
Oh
after his
no, he dropped down. He was, yeah.
yeah, he got knocked
Mm-hmm.
all the way down. So it's William's kids, and
Mm-hmm.
then Harry.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
first he was, what was it?
But he was already rebelling before that, which is also
Yeah.
very similar to his aunt.
Yeah, he does a lot of that and he shares with that, a lot of his rebel days or whatever
Mm-hmm.
in the book and stuff as he got older and stuff like that. He mentions his penis a lot though for some reason.
Woo! I
Like
definitely gotta read it. Ow.
it's not what you think. It's not what you think. I'm
You
like,
said a baby. No, I'm just lying.
it's just weird. It was like, okay,
Remember,
girl.
this is random, but like getting off Harry. Do y'all remember when Princess Diana shook the hands of AIDS patients and it shook the news like crazy? Do y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm. I was
It
young, but
was like,
I've seen it and stuff.
yeah, well, you a baby. You a baby. You don't count. But like the rest of us that are, 40 and above.
You're not. I know she did that because
You're a
Mm-hmm.
baby. You're a baby. She's almost
But that
30.
also humanized her with
It
the
humanized her.
everyday
She
people.
fell
That
in
was
love.
also.
She made people feel like they're not contagious. She made
Mm-hmm.
people feel seen that had HIV and
Mm-hmm.
AIDS. She made people feel like, okay, I can touch them and I'm not going to get anything. Oh God. I just remember that being on the news and like it shook up like everyone. Like they had been saying it, people didn't believe it, but the moment Princess Diana shook hands of an HIV patient, it was like, oh my God. Y'all remember that?
I think
Mhm.
Harry is trying to be like his mother, but not really. He can't. I don't think he's really found his
Lisa
You
says
were
it's
stuck
not
in
in a
the
sexy
frosted
way.
noodle. The frosted
Yeah,
noodle.
it was not. Yeah.
People as people. And
Yes.
that's
Mhm.
what made her fucking
Mhm.
amazing.
And I don't think Harry has grasped that just yet. Like, yes, he has done charities and stuff in Botswana and
And
poachers and stuff like that, but I don't think he
that's
gets it.
expected.
I don't think he
You
gets
know,
it.
like they're expected to do charities and donations and not you know, like they that's expected of him. Part of his job.
Yeah,
is
but I'm
being-
just saying he never really talked about the people as much. He was constantly
right.
like, talking about animals.
Mhm.
Damn. Man. I do not remember, but I'm not 40. I claim to be. Chris, shh. I'm not 40 either. The Crown is good. Intro to the Royals. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a good starter. I just don't, know what's real and what's not. When she died, though, I wasn't quite 4 yet.
Yeah, I was 4.
Oh, okay.
When did she pass?
1997.
Oh, yeah. Because I remember when she passed, and we were, I lived in Vegas, and like they shut down the city. It was tragic. It was a lot. It was
I
extreme.
remember it was late at night and
Mm-hmm.
my mom and I
Found
were
out
up
about
and
it.
they had stopped
People were crying.
Yep.
all whatever we were watching. They had stopped it and said,
Yep.
"We have breaking news." And I was like, "What happened?"
Yep.
I agree, at least.
Watching cartoons and it literally shut down.
At least that's why they made sure she didn't live. That right there, because she would impact people, the world.
The
Well,
world.
she started dating the Egyptian guy. That's why.
Mm-hmm. She could have impacted so much. And like, but the thing with Diana is like Princess Diana, she was so sincere with it. You can just tell, like, just the way she just embraced people. It was just like, you are here for
I could
people.
like
And
if
she was a nanny. She was so cute.
if she wrote a book, it would have been a tell-all.
It
Like
would have
in
been.
her own way. In her
They
own
couldn't
way.
let that happen. Lord have
Yeah, but I'm
mercy.
just saying she would not give a fuck. You saw what she was doing. She was like, nah, I need to get
She's
about
like, this man cheated on me, and
like she would throw her shots now and then at the monarchy
Mm-hmm.
with grace.
Is
Thank
Bree frozen?
Yeah, Brie, you're frozen.
I was like, "Is it B?"
Yeah,
And
first I
then you
thought
said
it
something. I was like, "Okay,
she's frozen. She'll pop
my
up.
bad. My bad.
that's okay." I was like, "See."
I shut down my entire workstation and extension cords. Eeps. But yeah, Princess Diana was so sincere that it just unmatched.
It's just
Unmatched.
I don't know. I think also Harry still has some healing to do, though, before he even grasps everything else just from reading the book.
Well,
Yeah.
one thing that Bree mentioned was about, which I've always said too, is that
Which
Camilla, the Camilla factor.
We ain't
Which-
gonna
I
talk
mean, you
about
talking about
that.
messy.
She
You
was
talking about the
messy
messy part.
as fuck.
Messy.
Which Brie are you talking about? Brie, right? Because I didn't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bree's thing.
Yeah, her video.
Yeah,
Camilla
her
is
video. But I
Like-
was thinking that already. I'm like, how are you going to? Because I kept on saying, why did the queen allow that to happen? Because she said no for so long. Why did she break down and say yes?
That man was like,
If you think about people other than herself, you think about the other people in the monarchy that he puts like the bee, the wasp, or something in the firm or whatever they say that navigate stuff. Like the queen will say this to Harry, but then the bee or whatever will say the queen didn't give them permission. So it's just a lot of undermining shit.
maybe. It could also be the fact that she didn't allow her sister to marry who she wanted and then decided, well,
Mhm.
okay, my son can marry the mistress. Like, it probably ate her up and was like,
Well, there was also a thing about divorcees. They didn't like people marrying people that were divorced. That happened. And so that's why Harry thought he was going to get a pass.
Mhm.
yeah,
So
he got her.
I mean, the king with the abdication, he had he fell in love with somebody who had been divorced not once, not twice, but 3 times.
3 times. You're
Three
right.
times.
And then he gave up the throne.
yeah.
But then it was good that he ended up abdicating, because when they found out his, which is really when they let you know about that, because of course I was not alive when this happened, but when they show you how Elizabeth finds out, because they unearth these papers that her parents say no one should ever find this out, that the former king had ties to Hitler in their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why am I not surprised?
I'm like, okay.
Oh, gosh.
Harry, even though he's almost, how old is he? About to be 40 or something? Close to being 40 or something like that. He still has a lot to do, a lot to grow. He has to grow. A lot of growth has
Mm-hmm.
to happen and a lot of healing. He has to get through that before he can be useful to anybody else.
I feel like he has a lot of work to do personally in order to get to where he should be. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yeah.
let's not negate the fact that, or let's not forget the fact that that is privilege to be that, to be able to be that old and like, oh, I got a lot of work to do to understand.
Some people can't afford that.
We can't afford to live like that.
Mm-mm.
Work? What? By the time you're 25, you need to be woke. You know what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter has been around too long, and don't sit here and tell me that it wasn't in England. I don't believe it. I don't believe it one bit.
Nothing about that has, he just brings up racism, just word racism. And enslavement and enslaved once in the book. So I was thinking he was trying to like reconcile sort of, but I'm like, nah, not yet. Not there yet. He's still in his still has his
There's
glasses, his blinders on. So he can't see nothing.
blinders, and it's not like his wife can help him. Which again, it's not necessarily her job. She's a helpmate. She's
Also,
given to help him.
Mm-hmm.
She
They-
got blinders on herself, right?
so
She
The
can't.
blind leading the blind.
Well, nobody's supposed to be. They're supposed to educate themselves, like
Mm-hmm.
right. Like if it's your children, I pour into my children. I'm not sitting there teaching. I wouldn't sit there and teach my husband like X, Y, Z. I wouldn't do that.
they'll be privileged probably.
There's
They probably won't educate them either.
probably not. I hope not. I hope grandma step in because at least she's aware of, not doing what she needs to do. Is that my bro?
Oh no, he's not here.
Oh, he's not there. I thought he was snoring. I was like,
No, that's a truck driving by.
not my bro snoring. Okay, we're gonna do it's almost 10 o'clock. Let's do 45. Is that okay?
Yeah,
That's fine.
Okay. We'll do 45 and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. It's been so informative. Y'all know when y'all come over here, we talk about anything.
But I still want y'all to read the book so I can hear
Mhm.
everybody else's opinion. Oh, I see. You got Legendborn or Bloodmark. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, I now have 2 copies of this. It
Which
was
one
taking
is that?
so long to send me this one,
Is that from Waterstones?
Waterstones,
Okay.
but
I'm surprised they did
I
a
got it
design on
yesterday.
it.
Oh, Brandy, did you get your copy of Song of Silver Flame like night?
Not yet. Mm-mm.
Okay, I got mine yesterday,
Okay. Yeah,
signed by the author.
Let me see it.
I still have to get it because I know it's gonna be in actually one of the book boxes. I think Fairy Loot's box this month.
Which box did you? Ooh, to Adrian.
I got it from I got it through her website,
Mhm.
through Books of Wonder, and it came with. Hold on.
Came with goodies because if you pre-order the book, you can also get like art.
Yeah, I pre-ordered
Hmm.
this,
Oh,
and
Lucy said, I got mine.
Yeah,
Even though she's supposed to be on a debt by reducing expenses.
I haven't got it yet, so I'll be ended up with 2 editions.
I need to Adrian needs to go ahead and post a video. I'm waiting on
I
Adrian.
posted 2 shorts.
Yeah.
I did do that.
What do I need to?
I just have to figure out how to do that without having a TikTok thing on it. But
Into a flex. Did you get yours? Period. You be flexing. Look, it's on. Look at mine.
come through with the
Look,
maps, y'all. Come
Oh
through with
yes,
the
the map.
maps.
I love maps. I bought these before 2023.
It
Okay.
says the Last Kingdom. I didn't
You
even see that until now. Wow, nice.
But yeah, still read the book to get your own opinion about it.
please do, guys, so we can have a discussion. Okay, we're gonna go on 45. And I'll see you
Yep.
guys back
Great.
in 45 minutes.
Alrighty.
Hello. How was everyone's 25?
Good. I'm listening to one of these short um audio books on Audible. All I Want for Christmas by Michelle Stimson.
Mm. I had an issue with Audible today. I had over almost 80 books, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had like 5 credits. So when I called, I had paused my account last year, the end of last year, because I wasn't using it. I had so many library cards that like I didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I paused my account. I started listening to it recently, and I log in and I'm like, there's only 28 books. Like, I done invested some coins
Mm-hmm.
into Audible, like some coins. And so when I called them, they were like, you have 8 Amazon accounts with the same email. I was like, how does that even happen? How does that even happen? So I had to like create a new account, merge the books, which is not fully finished,
Mm-hmm.
merge some of the books over to the new account, create a ticket, and then I have to call in next week and close out the eight accounts.
Wow.
So like, how do you have 8 accounts with the same email? I said that doesn't make any sense. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I love the way Adrian just like wait though. I was thinking of when you're editing my haul videos, I have to make it clearer. These are all the things I bought in 2000. Wait, you have a haul video? Wait. And they're just trickling in. Okay. I'm curious. Popped in, walked away from the chat immediately. But hey, Jessica. Hey, no worries. I'm not gonna lie. I love how he speaks the first fall in love with me, you know. I'm sure it's just adorbs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a room of its own. You okay?
Yeah, I was trying to do the book review or for it.
Yeah,
I was, my thoughts are all over the place.
that's why
You
I'm
probably
waiting.
just have to sleep on it or think about it for a minute before
Yeah.
you do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Do you
why.
ever write them out before you videotape?
I just do it all. I don't script it or nothing.
Okay.
Yep. Your reviews are thought provoking, which is why I don't want to see anyone's thoughts right now. I just want to wait. But you know, it's day 1. The book just came out. You know,
Yeah.
so 16 pages, 25% done with Daughter of Moon Goddess. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta read that too.
Me too. I might save that for AAPI though.
And Daughter of the Moon
Mm-hmm.
Goddess is really good.
I might save that one. I need to return some library books. Jeez. And I have another haul that I need to do. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Do I know what the answer to this question is?
Right. Drop the channel name. Period. Elise is she should be a moderator. She should be able to drop it. Maybe I need to go in and check and see. Okay, so before we leave, I bought this wine called Taylor Port.
It's huge.
It's massive and it's $12. But the thing is, okay, so my neighbor was like, "Hey, I was on TikTok and I found this wine that we need to try, and it's Taylor Port." And I was like, "Okay, wine recommendation from TikTok? I don't know how I feel about that." It's 18% alcohol, which is a lot more than regular wines, but it tastes like like vodka with grape juice.
Mm.
That's what it tastes like.
Interesting.
Strong enough to be vodka, but sweet like grape juice.
And
So
you got it from a liquor store or from
a liquor
Costco?
store. Yeah, a liquor store. Got it from a liquor store. But recommending it, you know, if anybody want to try it, a cheap, cheap wine, not too bad.
It's amazing the different things you can discover on that app.
Yeah, Keandre literally, he just got home. He was like TikTok because I think he
Mhm.
contacted me about that wine. I think because the guy was drinking it or whatever.
Taylor Port.
Yeah.
Yep. So my neighbor turned me on to it, so I went and got it. It was like $12. So I was like, oh, you know, you want to feel relaxed. This is a cheap option in a glass and not a box. You know? Yeah, 18%. Elyse's. Okay. I don't have YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah, only Instagram.
Oh, only.
Huh.
Okay. Because the way you made it seem, yeah, 18%. Wine sounds good. It feels good. Okay. All right, guys. We will see you guys Friday. We'll be here Friday. You know, Adrian will start her sprints sometime in the near future. So get ready for that. You know, she's taking over the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she done had Adrian. You done had a good 5-6 months with us. At least 6 months, right?
It's been a
At
minute.
least 6 months. That's true.
At
I'm
least
thinking
6
about the time. At least 6 months.
So camera shy, what? Not. Mm-mm.
I never said I was camera shy. I never said
I
that.
know.
It's just the technology part I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, because you're
Lord
doing
have
that
mercy.
from your iPad.
Because I'm looking at you all on my iPad, but I have a new laptop I gotta start using. So use that. But everyone's saying that they use their phone.
No, don't do phone
videotape.
for live streaming.
No. Just to videotape the videos.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm using my phone. So
Yeah, use your phone. I have a camera just because I bought one like a long time ago, but use your phone. It's
Especially when you first starting out, you're like, why bother to
yeah, why bother spending money?
spend all that money?
right.
That's how I am. My
You
camera is
clean.
just as good.
Yeah, she got the the great one, but just make sure it's clean and make sure you statistically when I started looking into like starting a YouTube channel, the only thing that I wanted to make sure is like one a decent quality camera, but two, the audio. No one is going to listen if your audio is trash. They will click off of it. You can have the best quality video, but no one will listen to it if your audio is trash. So
yeah,
just make sure you have the environment to do it, and then use your phone. That's it.
Yep.
That's all she wrote. But yeah, Adrian, I'm about to use my phone. Good. Everybody, look, you have until the end of the month to post a video.
Deadlines. Oh my god.
Deadlines. Adrian has till February 7th. So I guess it's fair enough. Everybody has until February 7th. I should see a video. Okay. Good night, guys. We'll see you later.
Night.
Bye, guys.